You know that sound. It's the sound of modern life. A background hum that means we're connected, that the world is small. We trust that sound. We buckle our seats, we watch a movie, we drift to sleep. But the incredible safety of air travel today is a hard-learned lesson. It was paid for in tragedy. And to understand it, we have to listen to the echoes from the past. These aren't just stories of accidents. They are ghost stories, written in metal and fire, that changed everything. Our first story begins not in the air, but on the ground, in a place that should have been a simple diversion. The Tenerife Airport disaster. Los Rodeos Airport, Tenerife, 1977. It's a small regional airport, and it's suddenly overwhelmed. A bomb threat at a larger airport has diverted dozens of planes here, including 2 Boeing 747 jumbo jets, one from KLM, one from Pan Am. The apron is a traffic jam of winged giants. Then the weather changes. A thick, dense fog rolls down the mountainside. It's a fog so dense that visibility drops to a few hundred feet.
Help?
You can't see from one end of the runway to the other. The control tower is blind. Inside the KLM cockpit sits Captain Jacob Veldhuizen van Zanten. He is a legend. KLM's chief flight instructor, the face of their brand, the man who trained half their pilots. He's been waiting for hours. He's acutely aware that if he delays much longer, his crew will time out and be stranded, a massive cost and logistical nightmare. The pressure is immense. He believes he has his takeoff clearance. He begins to roll. Down that same runway, the Pan Am 747 is still taxiing, its pilots confused, having missed their turnoff in the pea soup fog. A critical radio call is made. The KLM co-pilot says, "We are now at takeoff." The tower controller, misunderstanding, replies simply, "Okay." There is a burst of static that masks the next crucial part of the conversation. In the KLM cockpit, the flight engineer, the third voice, the crucial check and balance, voices his concern. Is he not clear, that Pan American? He asks. Captain Van Zanten, the revered expert, replies with a note of irritation. "Oh yes," and he pushes the throttles full forward. The Pan Am pilots see the ghostly shape of the KLM jet thundering towards them out of the mist. They scream and wrench their own massive plane off onto the grass. It's too late. The KLM jet, at takeoff speed, lifts slightly, but its landing gear and engines slam into the Pan Am fuselage, ripping the top of the plane completely off. The KLM plane, now a fireball, crashes back to Earth 1,000 feet further on. There were 583 lives lost that day, the deadliest accident in aviation history. And it wasn't metal fatigue or a bomb. It was a cascade of tiny errors. A bomb scare elsewhere, bad weather, radio static, a missed taxiway, and the immense unspoken pressure on a single human being who was considered infallible. The ghost of Tenerife haunts every cockpit today in the form of crew resource management, a doctrine that mandates speaking up, that formalizes doubt, and ensures no single person, no matter how experienced, has unquestioned authority. But sometimes, the disaster isn't on the ground. It's a ghost from the plane's own past, waiting for its moment in the sky. The Japan airline flight incident. August the 12th, 1985. The Japan Airlines Flight 123, a Boeing 747, is climbing out of Tokyo. It's a routine domestic flight. 12 minutes after takeoff, cruising at 24,000 feet, the passengers hear a loud, explosive boom from the rear of the aircraft. What happened was this. 7 years earlier, the plane had experienced a tail strike on landing. It was repaired.
Yay!
But the repair was faulty.
Beep!
Instead of using a full, continuous doubler plate to reinforce the damaged rear pressure bulkhead, Boeing technicians used two separate plates. This created a critical point of weakness. On that day in 1985, the repeated pressurization cycles finally took their toll. The faulty bulkhead ruptured. The resulting explosive decompression blew off the entire vertical tail fin. It also severed all four of the plane's hydraulic systems. The fluid that powers the controls, the ailerons, the elevators, the rudder. It all drained away in seconds. The pilots were left with a flying brick. What followed was a 32-minute battle of almost mythical heroism and horror. Using only engine thrust to try to control the plane's phugoid oscillations, massive, roller coaster-like swoops, the crew fought to keep the crippled jet in the air. On the cockpit voice recorder, you hear their calm, strained voices, wrestling with an impossible situation. In the background, flight attendants can be heard bravely reciting emergency procedures for a ditching, preparing passengers for a water landing they would never make. The plane crashed into a mountainside. 520 people died. It was the single aircraft disaster with the highest number of fatalities. The ghost of JAL-123 was a procedural one. It led to a complete overhaul of repair protocols and a new global focus on the long-term structural integrity of aging aircraft. A repair isn't just a fix, it's a permanent part of the machine's soul. These two events, Tenerife and the Japan Airlines, they are more than statistics. They are profound human tragedies. They are the stories of 583 and 520 people who did not make it home. But their legacy is etched into every safety briefing, every redundant system, every checklist, and every training simulator. The sky is safer today because of the lessons learned from these darkest of hours. We fly with the ghosts of the past, and they are the reason we can trust the hum of the engines today. If you liked this deep dive into history's untold stories and want to join us for more, hit that subscribe button. We're a brand new channel, and every single subscriber makes a huge difference, helping us to keep unearthing these fascinating stories and sharing them with you. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.